Ganja.
Yes.
Hey man, what about them homo demons, bro?
Man, you gotta fear those homo demons,
Oh,
son.
I'm scared about them homo demons. People! The real true homo demons are here. Or homo demonic stuff, homo
Oh, you
erotic.
sure got that right. Holy goddamn shit.
Jesus.
True words, man.
True words have never been spoken. Such a
Yo, what
homo
the fuck is that trailer?
Oh, babies.
Why
homo
won't they
demons.
stop with the babies?
Man, listen.
No, man, don't tell me to calm down.
At a certain point, it'll be explained, and then you're gonna enjoy it. Okay, you'll have T-shirts about homo demons and babies, and Daryl Dixon.
I'll
playing
deal with the
fucking-
homo demons. I'll deal with all the weird bullshit that's going on. And Matt Mikkelsen is some weird tentacle monster that loves oil. What's with the babies?
Dude, you need to get over the babies thing. That's been a thing for 2
no.
years now.
How is that a statement that came out of your fucking mouth? You have to get over the babies.
I mean, we'll talk about more later on, people. You guys find out why I feel the way I do, and Alan feels the way he do in a few minutes. Another thing too, Annabelle. Oh my God, dolls are scary again, right? We got Toy Story coming up, we got fucking Chucky coming up, and apparently dolls are just taking over the cinematic fucking world. It is what it is. And then also we're talking about Zack Snyder and Army of the Dead, whatever the fuck that's. I thought it was going to be an Evil Dead fucking thing. Apparently it's not. We'll talk about that too. But we do the introductions. Hello there, Julian's over here saying it's about life. Yikes! I'm gonna yell at you. At
Oh
some point,
no,
too.
this is an art student's fucking
Oh
dream.
my god, if this is a Hideo Kojima art film with a million
Dude, of
plus
course it's a
dollars
Hideo
of video
Kojima
games.
art film.
I gotta tell you though, him just saying it's about life, and then like in my head I'm just thinking,
Yo,
bro,
did he just go back to? Hold on a second. Did he just go back to? All right, I ain't gonna front. I'm catching up with the trailer right now. Man, what the fuck?
well,
Dude, this
I
is
know
Hideo
exactly
Kojima
what
the
that
whole.
means.
I mean, the thing about the thing really quick before we get into the topics, the thing about Hideo Kojima is he has simple premises but extravagant ways to tell them. Like if you look at the first few Metal Gears, it's all about how war is an atrocity and war is bad, and it'll always fuck over. Nothing good ever comes from it. It's a kind of a simple story, but it's told in a very convoluted manner to basically make you forget how simple it is.
Oh, well,
Nothing that is bad,
I
it's
do
just-
like that because even like with the new one, Metal Gear Solid 5, as much as I really didn't dislike that game, the whole premise was like the idea of nuclear proliferation, the idea of the MAD theory is actually self-destructive in its own right. In terms of it just makes change impossible because as soon as you actually gain a nuke, you are now a god status country that nothing can, unless it's your own like civilian population, nothing can change this government's pathway.
I mean, I can see that being a premise they go with, but who the fuck even cares at this point? But here's the thing: introductions. We're doing that shit, okay? Because we're not going to talk about Death Stranding right now. We're going to save that for that very long discussion we're going to have in a little bit. Jed,
Right.
I know you're quiet over there. I know you're probably still watching some of these fucking trailers, these ridiculous trailers we're talking about tonight. But Jed, how you doing?
I'm just trying to figure out, like, do Mormons actually have really big fat asses?
Oh God, stop talking.
All right. Well,
Actually,
What the
that is a good question that must be asked because she did bring up a good valid point earlier when we were discussing this
No,
topic.
she didn't. Stop
They
talking
bike
to her.
and they walk a lot, so would that increase the thickness of the cheeks?
No, it would reduce it because it'd be more lean because it's a muscle.
And that
Wait,
means
so-
they have some really nice asses, though. And sometimes
Yeah.
really nice asses are big, nice, big, and thick.
No, because that's different. That'd be more fat than it'd be muscle. It'd be more lean.
I'm
What if they like have a whole bunch of muscle on their ass?
I am curious though. Out of these two asses, Alan, which one of these on screen right now is Mormon? If you look at my screen, I know we're not in Rabbit, but
The one on the left side,
the what?
the one on the right side.
Why is that?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's big. Okay, that's the reason why. Because it's.
Well,
fucking
I don't know.
big.
Fucking Jet seems to be the goddamn expert of this shit.
I
so-
am more than sure.
I was
this is-
asking a question.
I'm more sure that photo violates the term of service somewhere on YouTube.
What? Yeah, Julie just fucking man. We talk about that goddamn Death Stranding. He's like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck it was about, but I love triggering y'all. It's like, yeah, who knows what the fuck's going on? Like, I believe him.
Yeah, well, dude, who the fuck does know that? No one in the world, I honestly, like, knows what the fuck that's about.
Look,
and I don't
at
think we're
least
supposed
we-
to know at this point.
Look, at least we now know we have evidence that it's not a card game.
Yeah. Was there a point that you felt like it was going to be a card game?
No, but one of the things I was so mad about is that every subsequent trailer made me more and more confused of what the fuck this actual game was. So I just gave up trying to figure out what the fuck it was. I said, it's a fucking card game. You have no proof that it's not a card game because we don't know what the fuck this is.
Really quick though, get into the Rabbit really quick. I know I was supposed to do this before the show, but hey, you know what? There's so many things I'm doing and trying to meet this fucking time thingy. It's very, very hard. So get your asses in there if you can. Thank you so much if you do. Oh,
least you
God's
sent
over
the
there
right one.
first. Look at
I'm the
Ganja.
first one, Daddy.
No,
Ganja
look at
never
that.
leaves.
Ganja's so great. There comes Chet, and Alan once again is late for class, so it's all
I'm
good.
literally already here.
Alan just comes in smoking a cigar and shit. Nah, folks give.
He doesn't break the rules like that. He's one of those motherfuckers. One of those like teacher's pet dudes. I'm just joking, Alan. I can just feel your eyes looking at me with just pure fucking anger. I'm sorry. I don't.
No,
mean
no,
it.
I'm ignoring you. That's way
Okay.
funnier.
Well, shit. Dick Mormon. Jet, why'd you even ask that question? What's up with thickness and Mormons right now for you?
Because basically I've heard that more than once that Mormons have big fat asses, and it's just like they're not really having like sex out of wedlock. So I mean that ass is going to waste.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Why did you ask her?
First of all, that ass is being saved for the Lord, so it's not being wasted yet.
Oh yeah.
Until they get married.
Look, Jesus got first dibs. All right, we've established this.
Okay, really quick. I was gonna show you guys something. So this is
No,
my
oh,
screen.
God.
No, this is my screen. And like, why did this come up while I'm looking for Mormon asses? This dude's face came up.
I mean, you're still right.
No, he is a Mormon ass, so.
Like, why? This is fucking ridiculous.
Yo, hold on.
Cardi B?
Hold on, that's the style?
Apparently, yeah.
Ugh, that's garbage, bro. What the fuck?
Well, maybe that's an old school thing. I don't know.
Y'all are acting like we don't have
Hold
a
on,
show and
I'm
topics.
gonna call out the Mormon community. Justin, if you're here, you gotta talk to me, man. If y'all still rocking this 1880 century wear, what the fuck's going on? Like y'all LARPing and shit? Like what's going on there?
LARPing. Well, I never thought I would ever hear you say the word LARPing.
No, because that's like, all right, would a historical reenactment better for you?
No.
I mean, no. I don't even think you know a historically accurate way to say that.
I do, sir, but I'm not gonna use it on this program.
Any fucking
Oh
way.
my goodness gracious. Okay, Julian says amen to that brown eye. I hope I didn't accidentally
No,
show
brow
brown
eye.
Oh.
Ow.
He literally said that. And look at me, this fucking.
No, I know, but I'm laughing at my fuck up because I thought you said amen to the brown eye, which is the asshole. Like,
Aim straight for the brown eye. Aim straight for the brown eye.
the third eye in the Illuminati. But anyway, so speaking of the Illuminati,
The unofficial fourth member.
yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
No, the
Wait,
Illuminati.
unofficial fourth member?
Uh huh.
Colin, how many people are on this fucking panel right now?
I was talking about the Illuminati podcast, Alan.
No, you aren't.
Yeah, focus.
Thank you.
Focus.
Sit down, be humble, and focus.
Go fuck yourself.
Well, you were about to talk shit, and you're wrong.
You goddamn right, I still will. He doesn't know how to count.
He even fucking stood up in his chair like a little meerkat, looking at his fucking hole and shit.
He doesn't know how to count. We've established this.
Okay, well, here's the thing, people. We're going to get into something very, very quick because we did start off the show talking about this right away, and I might as well just fucking get out there and just say what we got to say. Death Stranding. What the fuck was this, Alan? I mean, what is this with the babies? It started off with the babies. Like,
I literally said in a post yesterday, hey, they're going to show more information. Please, for the love of God, have less babies. The first fucking thing in the first 10 seconds is not only do we get to see a baby down Norman Reedus' fucking throat, we also go down the baby's throat. A majority of the fucking advertisement for this video game has been about babies. Baby generators, babies randomly all over the place, also Norman Reedus being pregnant, having an umbilical cord.
Good for him.
Umbilical cord. I don't understand why. What's with the babies? This entire society runs on babies. They literally have baby generators. They tap on a little screen, a baby comes up, and then they run light switches and do other stupid bullshit. Nobody's talking about this. They're all just ignoring the babies, and I don't understand why.
I kind of understand why. Because this 2 years ago, I think it was. I remember watching like the High School from Nippotosa talking about this. But right away, we saw way more baby stuff than this. By the way, this is just the beginning of the fucking trailer. But before, we've seen babies come out of people. They start floating into the fucking air. All this other crazy shit. So it's like, for people to complain about the babies at this point, it's just kind of meandering around the same point. It's like, okay.
My thing is with the babies, like you haven't got an answer yet. Apparently you're gonna have to play the game to find the answer why they fucking there. Because every trailer, everything, a piece of media that's come out for this fucking video game has made the babies a standpoint, but no one has gone out their way to explain what the fuck are they there for.
They're a focal
And
point.
I'm gonna let you know right now, this trailer left me with way more fucking questions and answers that I wasn't even focused on the kids. Why at one point do they travel back to War 1 and appear in trench warfare? Why is there a moment where the guy character is now in an oil suit and he comes out for life and there's a bunch of these army soldiers from the modern day surrounded in oil smoking a cigar? Why is the combat look so fucking cheap at the point that it looks like you're going to be dodging for the first half of the game, just trying not to lose your items until you eventually go to this half futuristic, half like old school World War I fight scene? I don't know what the fuck's going on here. And I have a feeling this is going to be some real crazy bullshit. The only question is this going to be good, or is this going to be a lot of the psychoanalyst nerds are going to try to tell me it's good because it has deep thoughts?
That's an interesting thing, because when I saw the combat there, I was like, are they gonna actually combat? Or is it just gonna be one of those stealth games that doesn't have any combat, which I fucking hate nowadays? And like as soon as he does the first melee attack, I'm like, okay, this looks a little sloppy, but I'm curious what's gonna happen if he fights multiple people. As far as the whole World War One tank, all that bullshit is, the only thing I can think of is maybe this is a post-apocalyptic world around maybe the Second or Third World War, where they just kind of reverted back in technology. Or my theory, my actual theory, is that there are two dimensions that you're going to jump through, or maybe three. You have probably a more modernish world that we have, a more weird demonic, like, you know, like World War One, World War Two world that has all that crazy shit, and then this weird ass fucking world with the oil people. Like, I feel like there's gonna be three different fucking
But
worlds.
are they oil people? Because they show it like it's like a demon controlling them that it chases after normal Reedus, and like when it comes in contact with something, and it ages it.
Look, okay, as far as the thing about the trailer, as far as the actual what the fuck's going on in this world, I don't understand the world.
Is this
But as far as
all a big just story set piece about the fact that Hideo Kojima is almost like near his 40s and mid 50s? So like he's like doing up all symbolism for death following his ass?
maybe, but
that
as far
might
as
be a
like
thing, yeah. Go ahead. I'm
the
sorry.
thing is, as far as the actual like the specifics of the world, who goddamn knows what the fuck's going on? But as far as the overarching whatever the hell, it's actually pretty simplistic. Of hey, world's over, and we're gonna try to build some semblance of society. It's a very basic post-apocalyptic story. The in-between shit that makes no goddamn sense is basically the selling point. It's the mystery. We know the basics. Hey, Norman Reedus has to work together with a bunch of people in order to try to fix the world to some semblance of normalcy. But there's some weird enemies
Yeah,
called
but
the
they're
PTs.
not even explaining like I guess the game you're not supposed to explain everything, but I'm not even getting the basis of what the fuck I'm gonna like. What's this world I'm going into? Like I get the idea of like, oh my god, you don't want everything explained to you all the time because then it's gonna lose the mystery. But at a certain point, like if Flower told you it was a story mode game. And like it had like this whole like little commercials about having these different mysteries and story, and you pick it up and you realize it's just a flower simulator to pollinate different parts of the grasslands, you'll be fucking pissed. Cause so like for me, I like to know what the little bit I'm getting into, some kind of gameplay, some kind of like overarching goal that I know that I'm going to accomplish throughout the story. Even if it's just going through story to story, I'm not getting nothing out of this because there's no flow to the trailer. The trailer feels very like chaotic to the point that I don't know what time span this is going in. Like you're saying that you know what's going on in the world. I fucking don't. I was trying to pay attention to explain like is this like some like parallel universe stuff that or like some science experiment gone wrong that really fucked up the universe around it. So you have these bleed-ins from different eras and people are just trying to figure out how to make things work. And it goes into this pseudo science shit, which allows Kojima to go crazy. But I'm not even getting that little bit of a setup. It's just, hey, here's these cool little set pieces, these cool little tidbits to get you like hyped for it and just buy the game. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. And I'm really afraid of it because a lot of these trailer play-by-plays is kind of reminding me of the same shit that happened with Metal Gear Solid 5. And that really came out to be garbage. And a lot of the reason the trailer did not show too much is because there was not much to show.
Really quick, too, I want to ask, Jet, you know, as we dive deep into this and, like, rip it apart the way we are, was there anything that you felt like kind of stood out to you in the sense of, like, I mean, can you kind of guess what this might be about at all by looking at it or nah?
Motherfucker, I had to turn that shit off.
Really? Okay.
First of all, that shit was 8 minutes long, like, and it was a whole bunch of just standing around and walking. Like, the baby part, I think, was, like, just at the beginning part, that's the most interesting shit going on.
But did this debunk anything that you've seen prior to this that you're like, okay, you know what, this trailer that came out in 2017, I feel like this is going to happen this way and it's going to be about this. Did this trailer or anything else kind of, like, debunk thoughts that you had before, or did you never give a fuck?
I had no thoughts about this whatsoever. Like, I'm not wasting my time and energy trying to figure out what the fuck this is about. Like, this isn't even a game I'm gonna play. Like, this is a game like I might watch someone else play because I'm not giving it my time.
Something about this, I feel like, because Hideo Kojima knows that he has a following now, and he's kind of rebellious in a sense, and he is somebody who I think does have a mindset of like the anti-conservative, like. You know, I not a liberalist. I don't even know what the fuck liberal even means usually. I'm not a big politician guy.
If you want to give him any kind of label, I'll help you out with this because I know my labels. He's more of that like libertarian artist type dude. Like he doesn't want the constraints of like business, but he also wants to be able to make money and produce a great product at the same time. So you're seeing the extremes of like artism and a big budget right now.
Well, that's the thing though, is because of that, because of the fact that he has some kind of like libertarian type of mindset, whatever. I think maybe he might be trying to use this baby thing as some kind of social justice, like discussion to bring up or whatever. Looking at this is a thing going on with like the abortion clinic stuff. People mean, and this that's not even like a main story that I'm even gonna bring up, but it's just the fact that this is a thing that's happening now, where like men are choosing like life for women instead of women choosing. Do you think maybe Hideo Kojima is trying to bring that up within this storyline or within this fucking game?
I don't know, because the game has been like developed for 2-3 years now.
But this has been an issue for that long too, I believe.
They've shown this way too early, man.
Well, it's always been an issue. Like, we've had abortion problems ever since Roe v. Wade, and that was in the '60s. But like, in terms of like him trying to make profit off of the fact that it's very popular now, it's a hell of a coincidence. I'll give you that. But I don't think he's trying to actually profit off the situation. I think it's more of the symbolism of like what can protect you from darkness, and it's the innocence of light. Okay. And it's going through that idea of like the very conservative idea of that, oh man, children are the future. When children are innocent, so they could just make a brand new future, and that innocence has found a way to power society now. That's all I got right now. I'm pulling most of it from my fucking ass. So
just like this
yeah,
I'm just using what I got for my own reference points. But that's kind of what it looks like, especially with the main bad that you're fighting. It looks like a very dark demon-esque character.
Yeah,
and his whole thing is to age, which is what is the biggest symbolism for youth? A baby.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I don't even disagree with what Gon's saying. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's the same thing as the rise of Nazis and Wolfenstein 2 just happening to come out around the same time.
Oh, they did take advantage in the second one.
No, they took advantage of it like a motherfucker, because of course they did, because fuck them. Fuck Nazis, I mean. But but like, this has just happened to come out around the same time. Like, I don't think Hideo Kojima was like, oh man, I bet they're gonna get really pissed. I bet Alabama's gonna do some stupid shit with abortion in about 3 weeks. Better release my game now. But again, it's just really confusing, the actual thing about the babies, because they mentioned some shit in there. It's like, oh, the baby bridge, because we're using it as a connection. That's why I'm saying there's multiple worlds to jump into. Like, I think the whole thing you talk about World War I, I think it's some weird, like, this is me just kind of guessing based on a little bits of dialogue. But like, that's what's keeping me interested, because like you said in there, the gameplay looks a little weak, the shooting looks a little, and the melee combat looks really sloppy. Like, I've seen way better, but also seen way worse. But again, the basic plot of, hey, we got to try to fix this world up or get some semblance of society going, I'm cool with that. That's a basic post-apocalyptic story. I'm just kind of curious of this fucking world, because the way one of my favorite things to talk about is when they do weird ass bullshit, but they talk about it so well, because the voice acting here is phenomenal. Everybody is fucking giving what they can do with their best. So when they're having the conversation,
I disagree heavily too.
Yeah.
Go ahead though, Alan.
Because like, when you have fucking people like, they're talking about like, hey, whatever the fuck the BTEs are, oh hey, the homo demons, whatever the fuck they're called. I'm like, okay, I believe you exist in this world. I believe that what you're talking about makes sense to you. I don't fucking get it, but you do, and that's enough to go. It's like, okay, give me something that's going on, because again, it's like the Metal Gear situation of like, there's so much bullshit in that game that they just made up on their own.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. So about the voice acting and just overall story as well. This is one of those things too. JP was in both of our chats talking about like, oh man, they're making Matrix again, right? And it's like, I even made a joke in there, not trying to be mean, but like, if Norman Reedus was Neo, it would be worse, or it would actually be better than Keanu Reeves is Neo, because Keanu Reeves.
Whoa, nah.
Yeah, well, because it's just like, for me, I always felt like the Matrix storyline was very like, oh man, isn't this crazy? Everything's going on. Anyways, I'll just remain this status quo of emotion. And Norman Reedus has that with everything. Everyone likes to bring up Walking Dead, and Daryl like, oh, he's so fucking cool. The dude doesn't emote at all in Walking Dead. He shoots a bow and arrow, and he doesn't do
I'll
anything.
take it further. I felt like he was trying to do his best Snake impression.
Yeah.
I was getting that too, but the thing is, when I said the voice acting is phenomenal, I was actually not talking about Norman Reedus at all. Norman Reedus is basically that, again, is very similar to the Solid Snake. Everyone around him sounds way more interesting, because again, much like Solid Snake in the first game, it was, especially in Metal Gear Solid 3, I know that was Big Boss, but fuck it, roll with me on this. The actual people around him, like the people he would call, had so much like development around them.
Yeah,
even
Maylene and fucking all of them, Nancy.
All of them. Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, all of them had so much personality that it didn't really matter that your main character had almost no personality. There's so many interesting people around there. So you have Matt Mikkelsen, you have the random females he's dealing with, whoever the fuck Cliff is, like all these people. Like, okay, you're making this game more interesting, and you're able to give enough, like Norman Reedus, enough leeway to kind of roll with it. So it doesn't matter that Norman Reedus isn't like, oh, the Ezio character of, I'm just going to make jokes the whole time. It's like, no. He is very, I don't want to say dull, but he's very stoic, where everyone else is way more of a character than he is. So it's able to really balance well.
Yeah, no, I see your point in that. I just disagree because of the fact that it's like, when he's talking, he's not even like holy shit, this world's crazy. Whatever. And I guess we're not even supposed to know that yet. Maybe this world isn't crazy to him. Who knows? All these things are gonna, everything's gonna kind of like work itself within context. But it's just like you would think at a certain point, like even when he's running, like Marvel Spider-Man, when he's fighting and they're trying to get character across, he's talking. Whether he's being funny or not, Spider-Man's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna run this way. Like he's doing shit.
Yeah.
You hear voice acting while he's running or doing something, and he's like, I'm just gonna walk over here. I'm like, yo, like, can you put like some kind of like, make it sound like you took a step.
Oh,
you know, like
okay. Some games do it better than others because GTA 5 had some of the worst voice acting I ever seen. Was when Frank was Frank. Yeah, it's Frank, the black guy.
Franklin.
He was running, and there's that crazy fucking sprinter running. It is some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard of him trying to run. Like it's like someone's like, "Oh, okay, pretend you're running, but also do yours." Hey, I have to talk. I'm like, "Oh God, shut the fuck up." Like not every game does it where someone's running and there's dialogue and it changes. So I'm not gonna really fault the game on that. But again, like if you're gonna have somebody that doesn't have that much voice acting going on, give me someone that does, and everyone else seems to be giving their weight.
Yeah, and the thing I was trying to find within this gameplay thing too, by the way, was just the fact that apparently what you're gonna be doing is using like, not weaponry, right? You can have like this weapon wheel of items, and you can use like a ladder. And I don't know if there's gonna be some kind of building mechanic. I don't know if that's because that could have been just a tool for like that one spot in the game.
I think it's going to be a situation, and it's less of a building mechanic and more of you have your virtual tools where it's like, oh, I need a ladder to get up this side of the whatever the fuck. Oh, I need this thing to destroy this rock, and it just kind of gets pulled out because you do fight like with he at one point pulls out the fucking briefcase and beats the shit out of somebody. So you probably gotta have your melee and improvised weapons, and then near the trailer he actually fires a gun. So we get the gameplay is you're basically going to be using melee combat with shooting. So that's the basic gameplay. As far as his weapon, this reminds me of Breath of the Wild, where Link would have all of his weapons and all of his arrows and swords and all this shit, but then he'd have like his other tools that he used to traverse the environment, which is why I'm calling this game Death of the Wild. Because this reminds me so much of that fucking game. The fucking motorcycle, the going around these wide vistas, climbing the fucking mountains, the grass everywhere, some of the weird fucking demonic shit going on. This reminds me a lot of Breath of the Wild, and it's making me excited that hopefully it's as good. Because Breath of the Wild is a great game.
Yeah. And I haven't played that yet, but I mean, like, yeah, that sounds cool. But then at the same time, at least Breath of the Wild, when I saw trailers, there was so much shit going on and all these magic things and all this, like, vibrant animated, like, effects when he's fighting.
Yeah.
With this, I'm yawning. Like, I'm mentally yawning at, like, dude, it looks so fucking empty, dude. Like, this is the most emptiest game I've ever seen in my life, except for, like, maybe the tutorial in Lost Planet or something. Like, this is terrible. I never
We're seeing so little. That's the thing. Like, I think this game is being sold on the mystery versus the gameplay.
Yeah, and that's frustrating because it's like, yeah, you can't sell me on that. Like, what the fuck are you trying to do? And then this is a pre-order trailer. Now, I will say it kind of worked in the sense of like, I know I'm gonna play some of it. I know that Hideo Kojima is gonna do this thing where he does lots of like cutscenes and the longness of these cutscenes, and the story will be probably great, right? And most of the games I bought this year have been trash.
Oh,
so like for me to say something like, "Oh, I'm not gonna buy this because this looks garbage," I'm like, I guarantee you this game will be better than half the games I have that I spent.
That'd be nice. It'd be nice to play a good game this year.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I'm a guy who spent $90 on fucking Anthem, so I honestly this game could do very very little to get to my top 5 of the fucking year. You know what I mean? Like
maybe this will be this year's Horizon Zero Dawn, because I remember when Horizon Zero Dawn was coming out. And it was almost, I don't want to say it was sold on these things because it showed a lot of gameplay, but one of the things I never got, I'm like, why are there, like, I get robotic deer and shit for robotic animals. Why the fuck are there robotic death machines? Like, robotic death machines made sense, robotic deer made no sense, but eventually the game was able to nail its ending. So that made sense to me. So maybe this is a situation where it's like, okay, this stupid shit with the babies, and whatever the fuck's going on, maybe Gon's right and it will be explained, but oh boy, they have a fucking uphill battle if they're going to somehow explain the stupid baby generators.
That right there looks annoying. Like, that doesn't look fun to me. Like, I'm running around, I don't have anything to fight these guys off, and they're fucking hitting me with these long-ass prods. They're faster than me. And then he does beat them up, and it's like 4 punches. I'm like, wow, this is literally the same as fucking, like... This is no different than Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Like, it's like 3 punches and the enemy's gone. Like, there's not a better fight. There's not a better way I can kill him. It's just like, oh, pop.
Well, actually, he does pick up it.
Died like 3 hits in Kingdom Hearts.
Say what?
What enemies are you fighting in Kingdom Hearts that only died in like 2 or 3 hits?
The ones with the first
fucking
couple
basic
levels.
enemies.
Yeah, basic
enemies.
Damn,
you guys need to play on hard mode.
No.
Well, see, I have
suffered enough of that game. I am not gonna fucking put extra difficulty because of some arbitrary bullshit.
No, but the thing is, like, I was playing in prod mode, and that's the thing. Like those very like simple enemies. I'm not saying like from later on in the game. Like I haven't even experienced that yet. But just like the most basic of the basic. Like, and I know this game's, we're seeing basic from this new game, Death Stranding. But at the same time, it's like he is going through hell. They're chasing the fuck out of him. This is 2019. It's not like, like Disney is holding Kingdom Hearts back from being a more crazier game. Like, you can't just be killing people with guns and shit in that game. This you can. So, like, do it.
It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I actually don't mind that gameplay because, again, I've always been one of the people, hey, if you're going to make something simplistic, at least make the environment around it really cool. Because, again, I recently rebeat Spider-Man just for the fucking hell of it. And one of the things I liked about it is, yes, the combat is very simple, but the way the environment works, how enemies go when you send them flying, how you're able to use the environment to your advantage, makes the game a lot of fucking fun for me. So when I'm seeing this, I'm seeing the gameplay be kind of sloppy, but I'm wondering, because like at one point he pulls out the fucking briefcase and smashes some dude in the head. I'm curious. I'm like, hey, am I going to be able to like steal their rods and then fight them with that? I'm like,
yeah, that'd be cool.
Give me some. That'd be kind of cool. Or at one point, am I gonna have a weapon at some point? I'm like, I do wish I could see more of whatever the fuck this game is. So it's like, hey, E3's coming around the corner. Maybe they'll give us what they do a lot of these games. They'll give us a 20-minute scripted fucking demo that'll give us everything we need to know. I'm sure it's gonna be just as stupidly confusing as everything else of this fucking game. But I'm excited for E3 this year because we're gonna finally see whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty hyped for that too. One thing I'm definitely not hyped about is Zack Snyder. Apparently, what's going on with the Zack Snyder thing? He's doing this fucking movie called Army of the Dead, right? Now you're thinking like, okay, zombies, whatever.
Hey,
fuck.
Evil Dead, like Ash and shit.
See, that's what I was wondering because I was like, oh, like
Ash versus the
Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness, yeah, because I was gonna say that's a different thing.
Yeah, and I mean, and this is a story. Like, by the way, I don't really give a fuck about Annabelle. I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't really care about Miss Peregrine's School for Retarded Children.
That's cool, Dolph. Oh, that's cool. That fucking movie was trash.
It was trash. That movie fucking sucked.
Yeah, like, did I actually say the R word right now?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you
I'm sorry.
You said it's cool, yeah. You're gonna edit that one out. Holy goddamn shit.
I'm sorry, I mean to do that. But anyways, like, yeah, school for fucked up people. And, like, that whole thing is like...
You didn't make it better.
My bad. Well, I don't know. They're
you made it... You didn't make it worse, so I guess you got something.
Just keep going.
Miss Peregrine in School for Peculiar Children. Get it right.
Honestly, I just can't say the P word. That's hard for me to say.
Peculiar.
Pussy?
Was that right? Peculiar?
Nope. There we go.
Thank you.
Petunias.
What the fuck? But I don't care about that movie. I don't care about Ella Purnell, the girl who actually plays somebody. By the way, as soon as I think Miss Peregrine anything, I'm thinking of Eva Mendes. Or what's her name? Eva...
Yeah.
No, Eva Green.
Oh, I'm stupid. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say Eva Mendes. That's like a...
I mean, Eva Mendes is a person, so yes.
yeah, but... so it's just funny, like, everyone's... Or not everyone, but, like, this, topic on Screen Rant. It's like, oh, Ella Purnell. It's like, do you think I give a shit about, like, fucking second or third place on the bill? Like, I care about Eva Green. Like, that's who
I don't even actually know who the fuck that is, and I saw that movie.
Yeah, and she's pretty and everything. Like, I don't know her fucking, like, movie history or whatever, but, like, I've never heard that name in my life. I've never even seen that name. So it's really funny, like, oh, we're casting them. Big fucking move, right? No, not a big move. The thing is, though, is that apparently it's a Netflix zombie heist thriller.
What?
God.
That makes no... Oh, hey, Ganja, we get some original stories of zombies. You like that shit, right?
All right.
You want something different? That's all superhero related?
Is that really, like, all right, a zombie heist film, like, is that any different than any other zombie film where they have to go in and get the supplies but not get eaten?
See, okay, but do you consider that a heist, though? Because I don't at all.
Can't we just have zombies
I mean,
for life?
It doesn't have the aesthetics of a heist. Like, they're not planning it out, and they don't have the, like, cast and crew of people that have different skill sets that they bring together from different backgrounds and come together as one team to steal an item. They don't go that all the way, but most of the time, most of the time you're scavenging for supplies. So it's a basic ass heist.
No, because that's not the definition of a heist. The definition of a heist is generally it's guarded or there's some sort of security. If you're in a situation in which you're in a zombie apocalypse and the apocalypse is happening, there wouldn't be security. It would just be whatever's naturally there.
Yeah.
Which means it wouldn't be a heist. It would just be looting.
I'm interested to see how they do it.
Poorly.
Yeah. No, but like that's the thing. And Cedric saying he knows Eva Green from Casino Royale, and I just wanted to read that really quick because like, yeah, I didn't even know she was in there. But yeah, as far as heist movies go, like I can't think of any heist movie that ever existed that would have benefited from some kind of like inclusion of zombies. Jay, I'm gonna ask you really quick: is there any heist movie that you feel would have been better if it had the fucking layer of zombies on it, or no?
Heist movie that would have been better with zombies.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, like I'm looking at this saying like those two things should never ever mix up, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe one of y'all three can.
Can I jump in real quick? Because I think
I
Ocean
can jump.
13 would have been way better with fucking zombies.
I think it would have been terrible. but
Okay, I got a question. Wasn't one of the Resident Evils, like the last Resident Evil, the second last Resident Evil, basically just a heist movie?
Oh,
To an
it
extent.
was. The
Yeah.
whole point was everyone, like all these main characters coming together to go into like this last
Yeah,
heist
that was the last
in order
movie.
to stop the end of the world.
yeah,
Which
well,
I don't know
they
how
were
much
going
the
to
end of the world you
Weskers.
can stop when like half the population is gone
Dude, it
already.
was. Oh, you want to know the fucking ending of the last Resident Evil movie?
What?
I audibly laughed in the theater. So she's going through to break in to try to stop Umbrella from basically doing whatever the fuck they're doing. Apparently, Umbrella planned all this bullshit out so that a bunch of their fucking stockholders and everyone that's important is like encased in fucking like they're all frozen in tubes and shit because they want to wipe out every single thing on Earth so that they can rebuild it. And apparently, Mila Jokovich's character is a clone, but a clone of another person. So the Red Queen we saw in the first one is when she was a child. This is when she's an adult. And apparently the older version of her is still a character that shows up to basically explain all this stupid bullshit.
Oh, I
Fuck
actually
you.
think you might be talking about Resident Evil 5.
No, I'm talking about the last one.
The final chapter?
Yeah, the final chapter.
Wow, okay, so I don't even remember that part. That movie was fucking ridiculous.
That
man.
movie's fucking stupid as shit. I
Yeah.
laughed in the theater when
It
she
was
said
fun, though.
it was, but it was stupid as shit. Which said I own half the company, and I go, what fucking company?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, Jed, I'm gonna ask you really quick. Do you feel like this is something that needs zombies, like in the heist genre?
I mean, I guess I thought most zombie movies are already heist movies, but I don't know. Like, maybe I don't know anything about heist movies since I don't really watch them in particular.
Yeah, because I would imagine, like, I mean, like what Alan said. Well, actually, I disagree with that last bit, but I don't remember that movie as well. But there was a Resident Evil movie. I think it was either Retribution or Afterlife, and basically Wesker is on a umbrella ship, and they had to get into his laboratory. And I thought that was like a heist movie. They had
Oh
to
yeah,
get
yeah,
this
yeah. You're right. I think that was the fourth one.
Yeah, and that was the one where Mila Djokovic has an entire army. No, that was Extinction. She has an entire army of Mila Djokovic's.
Oh yeah, that's how that movie starts.
It was the stupidest fucking concept. Like, oh, there's 150 of me, and then
No,
they all
you know
get
the
wiped
worst-
out. Like,
Oh, that was
The
the
best
worst
part
part
is she's supposed to be like the super soldier, so you think like there's 140 of them. Oh my god, it's gonna be action scenes all throughout this movie. No, apparently they're all dumbasses that forgot to use their powers.
yeah.
No, you know what it is? It's because the last movie prior, the cliffhanger was that she found all the clones of herself. So you expect the next movie she's gonna use it. It starts off that they're all actually terrible except for her because she's the special one because she's the real one or some stupid bullshit they always
Yeah.
pull.
No, it was a really, really dumb concept, and it could have been a really good concept. I mean, well, no, I'll
No,
take
it
that
was
back.
stupid from the get
I'll
go.
take that back. But I mean, I hate this whole idea that you could just put two things together and it could just work. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like Pineapple Express, they were so like hyped about like, oh, it's an action movie, it's a serious action movie, and stoner movie. It's like, yeah, that worked because stoners are kind of stupid, action movies are kind of stupid. You get together, boom, like whatever. That's like the only time that shit can work. Or maybe like
Yeah.
science fiction horror. I mean, I guess that kind of works with Alien.
It depends on the genres you're actually going with because it's like if you're trying to mix, like usually when you mix a heist movie, you can mix it with action, you can mix it with a psychological thriller, you can mix it in with horror, depending on which fucking movie you're doing. But when you're doing zombies, is generally speaking, the only way you can make a zombie story work, especially nowadays because it's been done so much, is you have to do it a couple weeks after the apocalypse has happened or before the apocalypse has happened because you need a situation in which why can't people just solve this in about 15 minutes with a handful of guns? You need it to be an overwhelming force.
It's called
but-
idiot plot.
Yeah, idiot plot device. It's like, but the problem is with the heist is there needs to be some version of a security threat. So the only thing I can think of is some stupid bullshit like Resident Evil, where there's some sort of company, like maybe a Dead Rising situation, in which the zombie apocalypse happened, but they solved the problem. But this one company is using an army of zombies to protect their secrets or some stupid shit because it's cheaper than getting real guards because no one's gonna fucking try to risk getting bit. But then these people are like, well, we can kill these zombies and then go in and get the money and yada yada, and we're gonna betray each other. You're the person I'm gonna sleep with. You're the person that's gonna betray me. You're gonna die first, and you're the tech guy. Like, it's gonna be paid by numbers.
Yeah, no, and I can see that being the case
The
too.
whole like Star Trek thing, like how it goes like by shirts.
Pretty much. Just take the red shirt. You're gonna need it.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you really quick though, because even though I'm being as grumpy as I am about like just like this is two genres that don't need to fucking, I'm really trying to like segregate genres now at this point, and that shouldn't be the thing about cinema. Has there ever been two different genres that sounded ridiculous, put together, but then ended up being okay? Like ended up being something that was successful.
Whatever the fuck genre Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter was.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. But you thought the movie was good?
Ugh.
I actually like it's because I walked in. I was like, "This is gonna be some bullshit. This is gonna be a bad movie. I'm gonna laugh my ass off." But you watch it, and it's like, not only is it a good movie, it's paced well. There's good action. It's interesting. It surprisingly tries its best to be historically accurate. That according to the history of this movie, that the reason Abraham Lincoln freed the slave was to help fight vampires.
Man, I was.
It was hilariously dumb, but it was great.
I can name 4 right now that usually like don't really work for me. Like I usually avoid the fuck out of them. Political romance, horror romance, political fiction, and I would say Western sci-fi, but I mean Westworld exists, so I don't know if you like that or not.
Well, look at Cowboys versus Aliens.
Oh, that was awful.
Wait, that was trash?
That movie sucked.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I remember this got lots of hype when it first came out, in a sense. I don't know if it was people trying to like this because it's like, oh, it's like Indiana Jones and Aliens put together or whatever fucking. You got Daniel Craig in here, who's famous.
Yeah,
for,
it was sold on the trailer of, hey, look how cool it is, the idea that what if an alien invasion happened during the West? And then you have, oh man, we got James Bond and we got Harrison Ford. They're at ends, but they're going to work together. It's so dull. I don't even think that, honestly, outside the fucking trailer, there's really not that much action. It's a really dull fucking movie.
Don't forget, Western sci-fi also has Wild Wild West.
Wait,
is that really? Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah,
dude,
that's
I remember. I'll never get the scene in which I stopped watching it, and they're like, "Oh, you know what they say that the last images is burned to your eyes, right?" So they take this guy's decapitated head, put it on a light bulb, it shines forward, and it's blurred, and some guy goes, "He wore glasses," and puts glasses on, and it fixes the image. I just fucking left.
That's so fucking stupid.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and I refuse to watch the rest of that movie.
On the topic of zombies, one thing that I felt like that kind of worked out a little bit, and I didn't watch this entire movie, I watched most of it. I don't like half of what this genre is, but warm bodies.
Fuck you.
I thought this was a good idea. I mean, it's something that, like, obviously it's a romance movie, so I didn't really enjoy it for the romance parts of it. But it was like, dude, this actually makes sense. What if zombies started getting smarter? This is something that George Romero was doing a lot with Land of the Dead and lots of his other shit, Day of the Dead even. Yeah. So it was like, okay, imagine like the brain coming back, but also the heart. What if? Like,
shut up.
No, that makes sense.
I watched that trailer. Like that was what broke me on zombies, because I was like, hey, zombies, that's not for me. And then I'm like, man, y'all got fucking rad a fucking idea sitting there having a fucking Twilight zombie story. Fuck y'all.
That guy did like Robert Pattinson. Like he was so fucking pale. I was like, yeah, is that Robert Pattinson or is that somebody else?
No,
the
he's
only
a much
difference
better actor.
I enjoyed from Warm Bodies is at least the dude ate people.
Yeah, that's true.
They didn't pull out like half-ass bullshit. I'm still a good person because I eat animals only.
But like, okay, even on the romance part, there's another movie. And speaking of zombies, Maggie with Arnold. And while watching this movie, you're probably thinking, okay, when's the part where Arnold's gonna go, no, I'm gonna kill everybody? That never happens. This is a straight up sad drama about zombies, and there's no romance. It's just fucking sad. It's dramatic as fuck, and it's with an action star. So I mean, just Arnold's face, you think of action. So I feel like
Maggie, no.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it, but I heard nothing but good. So
yeah, like that was something I thought worked pretty well too. But Gondor, gonna ask you, man, what are two genres that you feel should have never been put together, but it actually ended up making a good movie, or at least
stoner horror?
Stoner horror.
Yeah, because I only heard the first part of that question, so I'm gonna go with that. Those things never put together. They're god awful. The only time they've ever been pulled off is by the scary movie crowd, and that's because it was mostly a parody of movies, and they threw in like stoner comedy within it, especially with the character what the fuck is his name, Shorty. But besides that, it's not really a stoner comedy film. Anytime they've done those, like the Evil Bong and stuff like that, they're always like these dumbass horror films. And don't get me wrong, they're fun to enjoy, especially with good friends and good company. But they're not like treated as actual cinema pieces and genres you should go see.
Are you really okay? This is gonna sound like a stupid question. Are we really counting the scary movies as horror movies?
Well,
I mean, technically they do count. Like that's another one that basically is a very like thin line for me. Is like horror comedy. Like
that's the problem.
They're usually really fucking bad.
Because I consider them a comedy first. Like they take a lot of different elements, because the thing about parody movies is they take a lot of different elements depending on which parody, because like they'll take like, oh hey, we're gonna stick in this movie particularly, because most of the first scary movie is Scream. It's just the backdrop of Scream with a filter in with a bunch of other bullshit from other movies. I would never consider any of the scary movies.
Yeah,
horror
but
movies.
even then, the other one that everyone praises as a great one is Dylan Tucker versus Evil. It's literally just a parody of all those slasher films where the guys are actually they're great guys, but they're just fucking idiots. And it's these teenagers that assume that they're murderers that go and kill themselves doing dumbass teenager things. But it's still a comedy. First of all, it's just using the backdrop of these movies. That's
Okay,
what I'm saying.
actually,
It's a weird mix of a genre, because when you start mixing genres, then it's like which one is truly a mix. Because like with Western sci-fi, it's a lot more easier because we've had that established. But with like a lot of new stuff that's coming out, especially with comedy and horror, people are just looking more into like which side it tends to lean on most.
Actually, I'll go with one that's comedy horror. I should go out Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, there you go. That was
Yeah,
great.
but it does have some horror. Like it is very
It's
horrifying.
mostly is a horror / thriller movie. It has a lot of comedic elements, and it's able to blend it very well. It's almost 50-50. Like there's especially near the end when he's like about to lose his like fucking friend or his like dad and mom, and he's starting to freak out. It's like there's no jokes in there.
Or how about that fucking scene where the dude gets pulled out of the fucking window, his guts get pulled open, but then it ends with the one friend taking his leg and trying to fight the zombies off to save him.
Yeah, like again, they do the mix pretty decently. So it's like that. Like Edgar Wright's really good at mixing genres. It's just like, yeah, it's hard to mix it's hard to mix a serious genre and a jokey genre and make it work. I think
JP,
that's the
anime
biggest
is
problem.
trash, and anything it's mixed with becomes trash by equivalence.
One thing I'd bring up really quick too, and Conjuring, you're gonna like this.
Yes.
This was something that should have never fucking happened, and I know that everyone looks at this being like, "Oh, it's fun because it's nostalgic." It's still some bullshit. Don't be a menace to society while drinking juice in the hood. This is fucking parody and gangster movie put together, making a mockery of all these serious movies that just came out. They're fresh. Boys in the Hood is fresh.
Okay, the only reason I give it a pass is because let's be honest.
But that's
we
so fucking dumb. Look at that
we
shit.
love the fuck out of those gangster films, but Nick, they became a parody of themselves towards the end.
No, I don't feel like that. I think when this came out, and then obviously like gangs in general were starting to kind of like be pulled back a little bit. I think that's what killed the whole thing. This was actually, dude, all these movies were important. I mean, can you name one serious gangster movie that you're like, you know what, that wasn't shit though. That was garbage.
Scarface.
Bitch,
I will fuck you up.
I'm kidding.
man, Nick actually brings up a good question. I'm trying to think of one that is some bullshit that. I mean, the problem is they're not bad films. That's why I can't argue with that. But let's be honest, the premise in themselves have always been generic. There's usually a good character that's trying to get out of the gangster life, or he's done with the life as he gets older and he's trying to raise a family. Or they do the story of where it's the young kid trying to come up in a neighborhood as the neighborhood either tries to corrupt him or corrupts his family around him. They don't really diverge from that plot line, the story plot line, and that's why I think it was the recent Ice Cube movie where he plays the boxer that they try to recapture the same magic as Friday. The lottery. That's the reason it wasn't such a big hit, because it was right after the point that those parody movies not parodies, but those gangster movies have become such more of a formula that once lottery came out, people were just like, yo, it's just Friday, yo, it's just it's just the same shit, man.
Yeah, because I don't know, man. When I watch this, and because there's parts in here where I'm like, oh shit, this might be interesting. Like, oh,
Plus, they didn't take the gangster shit seriously in Don't Be a Menace.
Like one that did this okay, actually, and I don't know if you heard about this movie, but it's with the guys from No Limit Soldier, like the rap group, whatever the fuck. But Master P and everybody. It's called I Got the Hookup. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I thought was done okay because it was a parody, but it wasn't parodying like the gangster life or whatever the fuck. It was parodying like these two guys were fucking dumb. They're like a black Jerry Seinfeld and fucking George Costanza. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was really, really silly. And then on top of it too, it's just like this whole thing was about cell phones and just technology in general, how fucking stupid people can be, and just I don't know. I thought that was something that actually worked out well. But Don't Be a Menace to Society While Drinking Juice, and has the fucking stupidest name ever, by the way. But like that movie was just annoying from the fucking get go. Like, there's a couple parts I'm like paying attention, and then it just got so cartoony. I'm like, this feels like some white dude made this movie, and it wasn't. It was the Marlon Wayans brothers. Like,
you might still be right.
oh really? Okay, I didn't even know. But
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
Yikes! Yeah. So I don't know, man, but I hated that fucking movie, and I was like, that should not be put together. I Got the Hookup was a good version of, and it only came out 2 years after, Don't Be a Menace. So I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, man. So those are all what we said there. I'm trying to think of more shit, but like, no, that's pretty.
That's pretty much it. Because now we got to talk about this fucking shitty movie Annabelle next.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Annabelle. Oh, Annabelle.
Mixing genres, garbage and horror.
I mean, literally, dude. Why are we still making movies about fucking
Yo,
dolls? Like
my girl loves spooky shit. Matter of fact, when we went to Vegas, I tried to take her to one of these houses. It was this long ass line because people were trying to go, so and it takes a minute to go through the whole building. But like these things are pretty well known, and people love this shit. Even she was like, "Man, fuck this trailer. This is bullshit."
Yeah.
There's nothing here that doesn't scare you. Like if you haven't seen a horror movie in the last 30 years, there's nothing here that's gonna scare you.
The thing that's so frustrating about this, dude, is like they don't even sell it. Like in the beginning, they're like, "Hey, what's that thing?" It's like, "Oh, it's just a stupid doll. You don't know what kind of evil shit that thing can do." And I'm like, "Dude, sell it. It's gonna kill you, right? So you won't be smiling while you fucking talk about it." And then just the idea of like, "Oh, we're gonna bring all these horror aspects." Because there's parts in this trailer where it's actually kind of creepy when they're like by themselves and they're calling on the phone, like, "Someone help us!" Well. Like, if it's just them talking, nothing's moving in the fucking room, it just seems less, like, effective, right? And I know we had to see the movie first. I'm totally aware of that. But it's, like, one of those fucking things where that context, it's not going to be changed when you watch the movie. Like, there is nothing happening, again, with this fucking doll, like, in this goddamn room. And then there's always some stupid fucking character who has to unlock all this shit to happen again. And then the doll is still not scary.
That, because I'm trying to figure out the fucking chronology of this movie, because the first fucking Annabelle was supposed to be a prequel to The Conjuring, because there's a scene in The Conjuring, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, in which they go into a fucking room and there's a room full of bullshit, and they've just been doing prequels about how all that shit got into the fucking room. And then the second was apparently a prequel to that one, so this is confusing. So I don't know what this fucking movie's chronology is. I have no idea if this is a sequel to the first Annabelle or the second Annabelle. So fuck.
And would that change anything, by the way? Like at this point, like would that even affect your overall like acceptance of this even having another fucking movie?
These movies make a fuck ton of money. These movies almost make $300 million on a budget that's under 20. So it's like, people like these fucking movies. I don't know who the fuck they are, but people watch these fucking movies. But this trailer is awful because it starts off at the same fucking scene that we've probably seen in a bunch of the other ones. I've never fucking watched them, but I'm assuming that they talk about, of the whole room full of bullshit, because that's what this whole extended universe has been based off of. But then it just goes in the most generic fucking trailer in the world, and it's just, there's nothing interesting there. It's just a doll for a bunch of it, and then it cuts to a girl holding a coin being scared. I guess she's afraid of the falling U.S. dollar.
God, capital!
Oh no, China's gonna beat this dollar soon, it'll be worthless. Oh no! Like, I don't fucking know what the goddamn shit's going on in this trailer, and I don't give a fuck. This is just a typical horror trailer, typically cut up and near the end as it always fucking is, with a big scare at the end that's supposed to entice you, because, oh, come to the theater and be scared. Because these movies are boring as shit, and they only have enough scares to make a decent trailer out of. They couldn't even get that up. This movie's gonna be a fucking pile of shit.
Jed, I'm gonna play a game with you really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all of a sudden you are the director for Annabelle Comes Home. Now you only said yes because there's a lot of fucking money in it, and you need to do this because you gotta pay your bills and do the whole fucking thing, whatever, right? So now you have to make this movie. What is it about? What do you do? Go ahead.
Me beating the shit out of Annabelle.
It's a horror comedy, people. No, man.
You guys thought you were gonna get a horror movie?
Stop
No,
him in the nuts. Stop him in the nuts.
It's just me ripping the fucking doll's wig off and beating her busted face ass up.
How come Jack can sit there and make a movie about her beating up a doll, but when I say I'm gonna beat up some ghosts, everyone laughs?
Because, like,
you
can
serious?
actually beat up a doll.
God damn, why do you have to bring it up on the show, Alan? No!
I can kick a ghost's ass.
Motherfucker, you're actually trying to ghost bust. This is a scenario where we made it possible for her to direct this movie. She can actually film herself jumping this doll. You're literally going to Facebook. Yo, man, y'all know any ghosts? Send them my way.
You know what's funny though?
Nobody said any ghosts because they're too scared.
Ganja, I like how this motherfucker goes like, wait, why can't I make a movie where I fight ghosts? I don't know, because of intellectual property. Like, you can't fucking steal the Ghostbusters.
I'm pretty sure Ghostbusters don't own ghosts, and I won't call it Ghostbusters. I'll be calling me kicking some ghost ass.
Okay, well.
And I think Buster's Ghost is owned by the Arthur Company already.
What?
Yeah, it's probably a Brazzers company. busting ass and ghosts. Whatever the fuck.
You're going to get sued by somebody, all right? That's all I know.
That was awful. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
It's not ectoplasm.
Hey, Alan, go punch a ghost. So anyways.
I will!
Chad, I'm going to ask you. Obviously, you know, you would say, okay, I'll beat the fuck up this doll, and I don't give a fuck, I won't make a movie. But then, like, there has to be a reason why this is working. And I'm not saying working in a sense, like, obviously they're making this movie because it's making money. But then, that's a bigger question, too, though. Like, why the fuck is it making money? Like, is there anything about this entire Conjuring franchise that you've been like, okay, maybe I'll watch it? Has there ever, like, even with Conjuring 2 or whatever the fuck, that was actually a good one, apparently. People actually like the movie a lot.
Yeah.
Did anything from this franchise entice you to watch or even give it a shot eventually, Jet, or no?
No, because the thing is with a lot of these like horror movies, like a lot of these people's problems that they have in these movies would be solved if they weren't fucking stupid. The idiot plot. Most of the time, all this shit could be solved if one person didn't do something incredibly fucking stupid. Oh, we're being haunted by this doll. Why do you have the doll? Because I want it. Get rid of the doll.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like, even watching this, like, at least have a reason. Like, this girl's just going in there. They tell her not to. She's just walking in there opening shit. You think by the first picture you see of a demon face, you'd go, huh, that's fucking unnerving.
okay.
I'm not going to do that again.
This is something that always bothers me about this whole secret room of bullshit is children have apparently an infinite key, a skeleton key. If this is so dangerous that the mere sight of this doll causes problems, why the fuck would you ever keep this in a room a child could walk into?
I don't get why would you keep it in your family house.
The accessibility of anything within this world, too. It's like, it's not just a key, but it's the information or accessibility to, like, open.
Yo, they must just leave their guns open, loaded on the kitchen counter and shit.
Yeah, we're Americans. Our guns are on the counter. Our guns are in the kitchen.
Our ghosts have the access to the guns, man.
Our youngest daughter's drunk as fuck over a wine collection. Like, like, dude, I actually
The mom
hid,
is on Prozac, sir.
dude, I'm living a life where I literally hid, like, a collector's item from Small Soldiers, Major Chip Hazard, like, in the package. I would hide that shit from my grown-ass nephews. People are leaving their fucking possessed evil demon dolls, and it's like, oh, whoops, I found this. Oh, shit.
Like, I get that to a certain degree you want to keep it close by because you don't want other people to do stupid shit like take it and use it for their own means. But why make it so easy to access? Have an underground bunker. Have an outside shed. Why would you have it as a fucking upstairs bedroom that your child can walk into? It's fucking ridiculous.
Kirk saying Alan's mullet powers grow each time he hates something.
Yeah, his ball is becoming more and more powerful, y'all.
Yeah, it's actually growing out really well. I like it.
Oh man, the party in the back has grown. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Man. This fucking movie, I'm probably gonna watch it.
Well, we know how these movies make $300 million. Diaz fucking funds it.
Yeah. I haven't watched any of the Conjuring movies. I haven't watched Annabelle 1 or even 2. I don't even know how many Annabelle movies there is, but it's like I haven't watched
This
those.
is the third.
Really, yikes. I haven't watched none either, but it's just like one of those things where I know this is about to end. I know this franchise is about to end, and I want to see the universe. I want to see the climax of this universe. I want to see.
I kind of want to as well. Like that's the only reason I'm curious. I want to watch all the Conjuring movies only because there's so many of them. They have this established universe, and I'm like, you know what? Just because there's so much of it, I'm just curious to see if any of this works.
I can't help but think I'm missing something. I feel like
exactly.
Like am I fucking stupid? Like, or am I too old? Or am I too like into my own 80s horror shit or whatever the fuck that I just don't get it? You know,
it's one of those things that you always kind of notice is that when there's like a sleeper hit where it's like I see this with video games all the time where I'm like, hey, why are you guys having fun over there? Can I have fun? And then you go over and you're curious because like you see so many people that are enjoying this but no one's talking about it. It's almost like a television show. You're like, wait, everyone's watching that show? What's that show? Can I see? And then you just because it's been going on for 6 seasons, you don't know what the fuck is going on. And then you just jump on. Like that's why I'm kind of curious to watch these fucking movies and be like, are these any good? Or are they all just the same movie over and over again?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you there, man. It's just, we'll see what happens. I don't know when this is coming out. I think it comes out, June 26th, I believe. So when it does come out. Yeah, so if it does come out around then, hopefully I'm right when I say that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how people, because here's the thing, dude, and I don't know if you agree with this, Alan, but I think at this point now with this fucking movie, this needs to do good. If this, or not to do good, but needs to be good. Because if it doesn't actually deliver on the scares and the story, people are going to give up. This is the last one. People are going to say, no, fuck you.
I don't know about that, because Conjuring 3 is coming out, and people like that. Like, I don't know, because, I mean, it depends. How bad is it? Because, like, The Nun was apparently really bad, and nobody liked that. Like, that was a bad fucking movie, so.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, there's, like, this trend where it's, like, people that said, okay, you know what, I'll skip this one, I'll watch the next one. They can't escape The Nun because they got makeup tutorials they're doing, you got fucking videos, you got memes, you got all this shit going on, because Annabelle or the Conjuring universe, it just takes over everything every time one comes out. It's like Avengers of horror. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know if this is good or bad for the horror franchise or for the horror industry. Like, I know Child's Play is about to come out. I know that we got another Halloween in the making. We got another fucking Predator in the making. So it's like, are we starting to get towards too much? You know, what do you feel about that?
It's trends. It's how it's always going to be. Someone comes up with something popular, they come up with one movie, and everyone's like, "Oh man, let's jump on it." But usually the people that are jumping on the trend don't like. There's always like one or two people that manage to pull it off, but everyone's just jumping on the trend right now. They're like, "Oh man, the Conjuring movies are doing good. Insidious did good. Let's jump on that train." Oh man, everyone's liking that. Let's release Halloween. Wait, that actually did good. That means people want 80s horror flicks too. So that's why Chucky's out. I'm pretty sure the only reason Chucky got greenlit is because Halloween got greenlit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, but
Freddy got greenlit too now. They're already making that. And it's like, oh shit.
Exactly.
Fingered.
No,
And the thing
don't
is-
you do that.
the benefit of this versus like a superhero movie is that they don't have to put much money into it. Like $30 million will get you a pretty good fucking movie, and you're gonna make a lot of it because there's not a lot of horror out. Everything's PG-13 right now, and everything's again superheroes. So this idea of R-rated stuff is you can set it to low budget. You don't have to get like big name actors. You can get whoever the fuck you want. Just say Jason Blum or fucking James Wan produced it, and that's all you really fucking need. And you'll make like $40 million opening weekend and end up at $300 million. It's like, it's again, a lot of people are going to be jumping on that shit. Not everyone's going to pull it off, but the people that put quality into it, they're going to see the rewards.
Funny, Kirk says, I never watched them either because commercials of people, jumping and screaming at the movie theater was a big turnoff. Here's the thing, dude. That actually worked for me for Paranormal Activity.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I hated that shit. That shit
That
made
was
me
so
so
fuck-
mad.
that was so
Like,
cheap.
they didn't even show what was going on in the fucking movie. I
That's
thought,
a good
like,
idea, though, because you want to see it now.
when you just walk in the movie theater, what comes on the screen is just a bunch of people reacting to a movie you're never gonna see.
By the way,
I thought it was
most
okay.
of that movie is nothing, so that reaction bullshit is like the last 20 minutes. Something happened! Something happened!
No, but there's a part, too, where, like, she gets dragged off the bed, and that's not at the end, and she's dragged off the bed, and, like, man, that was intense. Like, the acting is what sold that fucking movie. Same with Blair Witch Project. No one talks about the acting in Blair Witch Project, where it's like, oh, it's the way it's filmed is so cheap looking, it has to be real, right? No, what made it real, and by the way, real is not always scary, by the way. Like, if it's real and it's boring, it's like, yeah, this is really boring, I don't give a fuck. But, like, with good acting, like, that girl crying, like, oh, Mom, if you see this videotape, and her boogers are coming out of her fucking nose, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Oh my god!
No, the thing is though, like that shit sold it. Like, you know what I mean? Like seeing her face crying and shit, I'm like, oh my god, this is real. Because who the fuck's gonna act like that for like $10? You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. I don't think that's brought up enough. Like, yeah, Blair Witch Project, good job, good fucking movie.
No.
You don't like it?
No.
Oh, you son of a bitch! How dare you? How dare you? God
I
damn.
never seen it, but honestly, like, if those
I couldn't
dumbass
sit
kids
through
were
it.
just going and basically just filming some random fucking thing, and they're just crying about, like, have you seen this?
Man, I feel like both of that movie.
Like, bitch, go home!
I feel like most of that movie, it was like the whole fear.com bullshit. I feel like most of that movie
Yeah.
was sold on, it's real because these kids went missing. And it's like, some movies can live, but that's literally a product of its time. It's really hard to still be kind of afraid, even though they...
Okay. Yeah, I'll respect that. But here's the thing, people. What we're going to respect for sure is Double Toes' time because they're about to do their review for, I don't even know, Godzilla.
Godzilla?
They're about to do that thing.
Yeah, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. The Monsters.
Monsters!
I can't wait to see what a bunch of film critics think of Godzilla. Ooh, did we die? No.
No, did we? I don't know. I think the drop.
Corey finally shut our cord.
But here's the thing, people. We're going to fuck out of here. Speaking of Godzilla, King of the Monsters, we're going to be reviewing that shit this week. It's going to be cool.
wait.
This weekend, actually Saturday, right, Mr. Alan Shakazine?
Oh, yeah. I'm seeing it fucking Friday. Like, I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, we might actually be discussing too what's that fucking Booksmart, and that's it. Don't ask me no more. Fuck you. I hate you guys. I think we did leave, by the way. JP saying, "Oh, attack the chat." I don't know what's going on. I don't know, man.
Nah, it's just as live for us, so I guess.
I think we're good. I think Facebook fucked up.
Yeah, Facebook does that. But anyways, because that's happening, we'll hope we get the fuck out of here with the quickness. And because of the quickness, I'm going to ask you really quick, Mr. Alan Shakazine, where can I find you and your beautiful opinions?
Yes, if you go to oneofus.net and you look through the Screener Squad, you're going to see my name and a bunch all over the place, a bunch of reviews. There's stuff that's going to come out this week. We're doing a bunch of stuff that's, again, hopefully we'll get some good screeners this time around and not the garbage that sometimes passes by our radar. But we also just did Game of Thrones. We did the full 6-episode run. So if you're curious to hear our thoughts, Chris Cox actually joined in on the last episode. So if you're curious to hear his thoughts of the whole, the whole series, we asked him a bunch of questions and we got to do a discussion. We almost got into a yelling match. It was fucking great. So be sure to check that out. There's also the Final Days of Gotham, which 12
Thank
episodes
God.
of that. Yeah, thank God, all 12 episodes of that garbage is out there. We are working out what the next last days of. In the next couple of days, we do have something that's in the pipeline, so I'll talk about that once we get closer.
Oh man, that Illuminati podcast got the three
Yes.
eyes looking at me. What's
Where
going
me, Alan, and of course the great Rufus Warner give our opinions on occult cultural things. We talk about politics. We fuck around. It's all a good time. Make sure to check that out Illuminati podcast on alittlefirburn.com. I also do my own show now on the Metropolis. It's called It's a Versus History with Ganja Guru. I'm working on the next episode. I started a new job, so it's going to take me a little bit to get the show working. I got to work out my days, but I am working on the second episode. I already have the script written. I just got to start recording and find some extra images and some videos to put on top of it. But it's been coming out soon enough, so make sure to check that out. That is Absurd History on the Metropolis.
Oh, and Jet, where can they find you? Ooh. You know what? That's where you can find her at. Ooh.
I'll fight a ghost.
You can find me on xvideos.net.
Where she just goes, ooh. And that's it, people. Attack the goddamn chat. I'm not going to do a countdown. Fuck you. Not doing it.
Is it on account?
Exactly. Oh, yeah, I forgot to change the screen, though.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Attack
5,
the
6,
That's a
7, 8, 9, 10.
Hey, that's count up for
21,
22,
14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21,
You
22,
skipped from
23,
13 to
24,
15.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
30, 21, 32, 23. Okay, I'm done. Watch Mob Psycho 100. It's really good.
No.
Kid Julian's like .net. I've been to that site. It's not .net.
Yeah, what is it, Julian?
Wait, you want to know? You want to go check out some videos yourself, sir?
Definitely .net.
Oh, Jesus. Thank y'all for watching.